stream, the longest stream I've ever done, 12 hours, but also to raise funds via tips for my taxes coming in April. I need to raise as much as humanly possible to pay towards these tips. By the way, I finally have information for all of you. I do. I finally have information for all of you regarding the taxes. Okay. And some of it's good and some of it's bad. Let's put it that way. First of all, I'm going to talk about this in just a moment. I'll give you all the information. But it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. At the same time, it's certainly not good. Okay, so we'll get to that in a moment. Let me get through the schedule. Then I'm going to give you a big update on the taxes and everything so you guys understand what we're looking at. Okay? But anyway, this Saturday, the whole point of this amazing marathon that I'm doing is to put out fun and positive gameplay content, to have a great vibe on the stream, to motivate people to hopefully contribute and get me out of this whole tax situation in April. All right, so please consider it. Please consider showing up on Saturday, being supportive, whether it's through tipping me or just hanging out and having fun with me, you know, whatever it may be. Okay? So, that's Saturday, all day long, okay? Of course, there will be breaks, and I'll be eating in between the breaks and stuff, but, you know, that's Saturday. Then on Sunday, it will be continuing with Sekiro as my main gameplay stream, and then Sunday night will be a chill Minecraft stream, and that'll end my streaming week. On Monday, it's my day off from streaming, and boy, I'm probably going to need it after everything going on. Then on Tuesday, I'll be back, and Tuesday is 2 new releases, MLB The Show 19, as well as the final episode of The Walking Dead. That's probably what I'll be doing on Tuesday. All right. Then probably on Wednesday, it'll be Sekiro paired with some chill content. Thursday is Ask the King. So more than likely, Thursday will be Ask the King paired with Sekiro. And then probably for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it'll be like Sekiro and MLB balanced with other stuff. Okay? So, there you go. That is the rough schedule of what to expect for the next several days to week. And I really hope that you guys will come by tomorrow for Sekiro. And, of course, for the marathon, to be as supportive as possible. You know, trying to save my house, basically, and not make it so I don't have to sell this house and move to pay taxes and everything. We'll see how it goes. All right, I really am hinging on this Saturday being a great day. So, hopefully, it works out. Okay? All right. Excuse me. Oh, my goodness. I'm a little bit congested today. As I told you guys, spring has sprung around here. And so I woke up today a little bit congested. I think it's my allergies are starting to act up a little bit. But if it gets bad, I have allergy medication and stuff I can take. I guess we'll see. All right, guys. So here's the deal. Before we get to plugs and before we get to shout-outs, I want to give you the information that I have now regarding my taxes. It's good and bad news. All right. So here's the good news. All right. I misunderstood how a lot of the tax stuff worked. I thought that if I didn't pay my taxes by April 15th, that I was going to have a ridiculous amount of late fees, a ridiculous amount of interest, and like it was going to destroy me. Like, not only would I owe what I owe for my regular taxes for the year, but also then there would be a ton of extra shit on top of it. Actually, in reality, that's not how it works. The way it works is I have until the middle of April to pay what I pay, and then based on what I don't pay, then it begins to accumulate interest and fees and the like. So in reality, even though the federal government tells you you have to pay your taxes quarterly in the United States, like they say, oh, if you're self-employed, you have to pay every quarter, you have to pay a certain amount of money based on your estimates of what you're going to make. You actually don't have to do it at all. It's complete bullshit. They actually, what it really is true, they slap you with a little fine, and that's it. So I have to pay a little fine because I didn't pay the taxes over the course of the year the way they wanted me to, but there's actually no other penalty for it until I don't pay in time, okay? So, that's the good news, because I was like, man, not only am I going to owe what I owe, but then on top of that, there's going to be this ginormous amount of extra money, and how will it even be manageable? And the truth is, that's not it, okay? So that's good, all right? The bad news is, I do still owe a giant chunk of money, and yes, it is due by mid-April, and yeah, I don't have enough money to pay it, hell no. So I do have, just pure clarification purposes, I do have some money, yes, absolutely, from the large amount of subscriptions that were gifted to me by Emerald 7 back in December, okay? But it's only a certain amount of money, and I knew it wasn't going to be enough to pay the taxes. It's not even close, all right? So to give you guys some perspective here, all right, in regards to the amount that I owe, plus there's another thing. I have to pay my accountant, obviously, for, not my accountant, my tax guy, for doing all my taxes and everything. And he's charging me over $1,000 to do the taxes, which is not surprising. Tax guys usually charge a lot of money. So regarding, instead of giving you complicated math, which is going to just confuse the shit out of everybody, I can be like, I have this much, but I owe this much. So then when you do the math of this much, but then I owe this to do the taxes. So this, it's too complicated. What I did is I sat down, all right, and I figured it out math-wise. How much do I still owe in total, even factoring in the amount of money that I have and everything to put towards it, all right? Even factoring in the amount of money that I put towards it, okay? Crap, but I didn't add that. Okay, I didn't even do this right. I have to factor in, so this is what I owe, and this is how much he's going to charge me to do the taxes. So let me add these two numbers quickly. Hold on, everybody. Let me get my calculator out. So this plus this. Okay. All right. So, factoring in all things and what I already have to put towards it, the net amount that I still am going to owe to the government, all right, $17,161. Ouch. That is horrible, right? That's fucking insane amount of money. Yeah. That's what they're telling me I owe by mid-April. Okay? That is bad. All right? But, we don't have to be disheartened yet. Okay? Not yet. Because there's some good news. All right? Here's what my tax guy told me. Okay? He said, the good news is that he works with the government all the time, and he is very confident, all right, very confident, that if I can raise a certain amount of money by mid-April and put it towards this, that he's confident that he can take the rest of what I owe and he can negotiate it into a payment plan. Okay. Now, what the payment plan would be and everything, I don't know. Basically, he's saying at the very least 2 years, if not longer. And if that's the case, like, let's say, for example, I'm just going to give you a hypothetical. Let's say I can raise, let's just $5,000. Let's say I can raise $5,000 between now and mid-April to put towards this total of 17 grand that I still owe. Okay, so then he'll take the remaining money and figure it out, divided by 24 or whatever, and say, okay, there's a monthly payment of this. But it's not guaranteed. Like, he's basically saying he's going to try to get me the best terms possible, but he can't do that until we see actually how much I have to put towards the taxes. You see what I mean? Like, once he has an amount and say, okay, this is what you owe, I'll go to the federal government, I'll tell them the situation, and I'll put you on a direct program where every month they basically take it right out of your bank account. And as long as you do that and you agree to these terms, there's like no fees, no interest. You're not going to get destroyed. It's just going to be a set payment plan for, a set amount of time. Okay. Now, I'm going to be very honest with everyone here. All right. I don't know if the payment plan is going to work because right now, as I told you guys, month to month, I'm having big difficulties just making ends meet. Just being very honest with all of you. Okay. So, just being very honest here, the payment plan might not work. It may be that he says, okay, here's what it is. I'm like, shit, well, I can't afford that. What I'm going to have to do now is call all my credit card companies and negotiate with them so that I don't have to pay as much every month, but that's probably going to freeze those cards so I can't use them anymore to do things like buy video games for the business or buy food. You know what I mean? And that might hurt my credit. I don't know how any of this is going to work out yet. Okay? I don't know how any of this is going to work out yet at all. All right. The bottom line is this. it's not as bad as it looked at first glance. At the same time, it's certainly not great news. Like, I would have been like to be told that the tax calculations were wrong based on my income or expenses, and they were way less. They're not. So, in reality, okay? In reality, here's the truth of the matter. I need to raise as much as I can by April 15th. The more I raise, the better the situation for me, okay? So, if I can raise, half of what I owe, all right, and have that to pay towards it, then the payment plan might actually be affordable. You see what I mean? It all depends on how much I can raise in the short term. Now, worst case scenario, I raise nothing, in which case I can't even afford to put anything towards it. And then he basically said, if you can't, pay it down at all, that you have to basically show good faith, okay? And he's like, if that's the case, then he doesn't know if he can even get me the payment plan, in which case I definitely wouldn't have to sell my house this year. I'm just going to be showing in default arrears or whatever it's called. Interest and fees will start accruing, and that's it. I got to sell my house. There's nothing I can do about it. It's the only way I can make the money. All right? But what I'm hoping is that, with this marathon on Saturday, where we're trying to raise many tips for this situation, that I can raise enough to make a big dent in this tax total, all right? Get it down as much as I can, and that he can get me on a payment plan that's affordable for me, and then we see what happens this year. The thing is, we have no clue what's going to happen this year. We've got so many things going on that are uncertain. Will my streams continue to grow this year and become more popular? What's going to happen with YouTube and its ad revenue? I have no idea. What's Article 13? How's that going to affect stuff? We don't know. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of factors going on. And, new phase of creation, you obviously have not listened to a word that I fucking said. I said that the total that I just told all of you is after any money I have left over from Emerald 7. You need to open your ears, because I know it's people like you who basically start shit. Oh, well, Phil didn't say, what did he do with all that money? I just explained that. I just said after all the money I have left over, this is the total left. So open your fucking ears. Because people like you do piss me off when you start. I just explained it, and now you act like I never said it, and then people will have weird conspiracy theories about where the money went. Okay? So stop it. Listen the fuck up. Jesus Christ. Okay. Now. Jesus. So, here's the deal. I think it's time, basically, now that I know what I owe, I know what I'm up against. If I can raise around $17,000, boom, I'm actually good. Like, that would put me in a good position. I'd be like, wow, I raised the money. The taxes aren't even an issue for this year. Now I can just go on business as usual and not have to worry about it at all. Realistically, do I see myself raising $17,000 in 3 weeks? No. Just being very honest with all of you. All right? Being very, very honest with all of you, I don't foresee this happening whatsoever. Okay? I don't. What I'm hoping is that with Sekiro right here around the corner, which is going to bring out a lot of people who normally wouldn't come by, with the marathon on Saturday, which I know a lot of people are going to probably come out and hopefully be generous and help out with tips, and with my birthday week coming up. The first week of April is actually my birthday on the 6th, and, as I usually do, like last year, I'll have decorations and stuff. I'll try to hype it up, birthday week fun and stuff. Hopefully some people will be generous and will raise as much as I possibly humanly can, all right? And go from there. If I can raise a big amount of money and put it towards the taxes, I think I'll at least be in a good or better position than originally I had imagined. Obviously, the goal here is to be in a position that I can afford, where I'm not, oh my God, there's no way to pay bills and there's no way to pay what I owe, so I have to sell my house, all right? I don't want to be in that position, okay? Okay, so, yeah, some people are saying you should just do it. Do a $17,000 tips bar. Well, I'm not going to have a tips bar, but I definitely will have a running tally of what I've raised, okay? And we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes, all right? Like I told you guys, this Saturday is basically make or break for me, and it's true. I need to raise a significant amount of stuff this coming Saturday in the hopes that I can make a giant dent in what I owe and, you know, and go from there. So we'll see how it goes. Okay? All right, so, whew, that is it. That's the deal for now. Okay? And we'll see how how it works. Well, I am feeling positive for Sekiro tomorrow and the marathon on Saturday, and of course this coming week we're gonna have Sekiro paired with MLB, and a lot of fun stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks. Okay, so that's the deal. Now I also have another update. All right, I have another update in regards to my visit to Connecticut. All right, it's gonna be the second week of April. All right, that's it. It's the second week of April. And I'm not going to give concrete details on anything yet. I'm not ready to do that yet. It's not going to be a whole week either. It's looking more like it's going to be like 5 to 6 days. In reality, it's probably going to be a 5-day visit, but 2 days are going to be like travel days. Okay? So I don't, I don't want to give details. I'm afraid giving out too much information is going to allow assholes to try to fucking harass me and my family, which obviously is not the point here. The point is to spend time with my family, with Kat, and you know, have them meet Kat and spend time with each other, and then spend time in Connecticut with Kat and all that. It's not, the point of this trip is not for work. There's not going to be any vlogging or work stuff done during the trip. I may take a few pictures at the very least, but that's probably about it. All right, so I will let you know exactly when, when we get closer, what the dates will be. But more than likely, it's less than a week, and it's gonna be probably right after my birthday. You know, like my birthday is April 6th, so I'll probably be here through my birthday, and then that'll be it. Then I'll be gone in Connecticut, and then I'll come back and start up with things such as, if I'm still not done with Sekiro, which I might not be, and still doing MLB, but then at that point, the Phoenix Wright collection will have released while I'm gone, I believe, and so maybe I'll come back and begin with Phoenix Wright, the third game in the series, as another thing that I balance with all my other stuff, and just keep doing that, Sekiro, MLB, and Phoenix Wright until MK11 comes out. Okay? Okay? So, there you go. That's another big update, but again, I will not have any, I will not have any, specific details on stuff until like the last minute, and even then, I'm not going to tell you guys that much, because, I'm honestly afraid of these really fucking weird people who are going to try to do stuff. I'm already making, trust me, I'm already making all kinds of preparations for this visit, in regards to, things for the house here. Like we're actually going to have people looking after the house and everything. So, we're basically doing due diligence here. Okay. Okay. So anyway, in summary, I owe just over $17,000 in taxes still to the government, and I need to raise as many funds as possible before the middle of April in order to put towards said taxes. Okay? The more I raise, the better. Even if I can't raise the full amount, the more I raise, the better situation it's going to put me in when I go to the government and say, here's what I have, please put me on a payment plan for the rest of it. My tax guy is very confident that as long as I can raise a significant amount of money, between now and mid-April to put towards this, that we'll be able to get onto this payment plan. All right? So that's the deal, and that's why, you don't have to feel discouraged or disheartened here. You don't, because it's not like I absolutely 100% have to raise the full amount in this 3 weeks that I have, okay? It would be amazing if I could, and I'm certainly not saying, oh my God, I wouldn't want that. I mean, obviously, yes, if I could raise that full amount and boom, put it right towards it, holy shit, that would basically make the rest of my year be so much better, and I don't have to constantly be worrying about this shit, okay? But the bottom line is, in reality, I'm pretty sure we all know I'm not raising that much. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. Let's see what happens with Sekiro. Let's see what happens with the marathon on Saturday. Let's see what happens with my birthday week. And let's hope for the best. And hopefully, this can turn into something positive, and between what I can actually realistically raise and everything, things work out well. Okay. In addition to that, my trip to Connecticut is set. It's going to be the second week of April. I'm not giving you specific dates or anything yet. I will as we get closer to it. But it's basically looking like I'm going to be here my entire birthday week, basically busting my butt, putting out fun streams for all of you, and trying to raise as much as possible before I am out of here to go visit my parents in Connecticut. Okay? Fair enough? Okay. There you go. There you go. All right, now, okay. DSP's biggest fan, who obviously is a troll in the stream chat, says, didn't you get $250 in tips last night? What does that have to do with anything? Like, what is your actual point? And this is what I mean. You get people like New Face of Creation who say, well, what happened to the money from Emerald 7? And you get this guy, well, what happened to the $250 he raised last night? Where do you think it went? Why do you ask the dumbest things? Why do you say the stupidest shit? Like, what the fuck? This is what I mean. Immediately you get the crazy conspiracy theorist idiots. So, and it pisses me off. These idiots who make shit up like, I'm not really going to Connecticut. Kat and I are going to be going to California to Disneyland. And we're blowing all this money that we're raising. It's not actually to, pay the taxes and save my fucking house so we can have a nice life here. It's to go do something insane. Like, we're going to the Cayman Islands or something. Like, out of your fucking minds. Seriously. Someone actually said we're doing a European tour. We're going to do a whole European tour with this money. What the fuck, man? You know what I mean? Like, it's just insane. So how about this? I gave you the information. All right. I feel that the information I gave you is useful. It's going to give us a goal to work toward. All right. Now we know that every single bit helps. It's not like, if we can't raise the whole amount, Phil's screwed. That's not the case. Every little bit helps. As much as we can raise is going to help. The more we raise, the better. All right. And everything else is bullshit. I don't want to hear any other conspiracy theories. I don't want to hear any other stupid shit about what happened to this money, what happened to that money. I've already explained it all. And if you weren't listening, well, I can't help you. All right. I just can't. But I'm not going to put up with this crap. Because you know what's going to happen. You're going to have the people coming in here for the next few days, completely making shit up and doing saying stupid things. And I'm just not going to put up with it. I'm not, I've got to stay as positive as I can and maintain that positivity and keep things going and raise as much as I can and feel positive about it. So, people say a lot about the power of positivity. It's actually true. If you can stay positive, all right? If you can stay positive, you can actually do great things. And that's how I need to feel is like, if I stay positive, I can raise a ton of money in the next, few weeks, put it towards these taxes, and be in a much better position. Okay? And that's just how I'm going to roll, all right? All right. So there you go. There's your information, guys. I got it out of the way. Now you know what the deal is. Okay? All that being said, if you would like to help with all this situation going down, all right? And you in general, if you just like my daily live streams, you like my on-demand videos on YouTube, you like everything that I do, you want to see it continue, and you want to be supportive, there's many ways that you can be supportive. You can pledge to my Patreon at patreon.com/darksidephil to earn personal perks, including being able to nominate and vote on games for special events, being able to get your questions answered on my bi-monthly Q&A show, Ask the King, which, by the way, is a week from today. In 1 week from today is the next Ask the King, okay? Or you get a private Q&A video made, all right? Give it a look. Patreon.com/darksidephil. You can check out and buy something from my Teespring store, all right? My Teespring store has all kinds of merchandise, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, stickers, mugs. Anything you buy helps me out. Thanks to anyone who checks it out. That's at teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. If you want to contribute during the live stream today, great. By all means, many ways that you can do it, and I'm appreciative of any contributions you guys lend, whether it be cheering, subbing, or tipping. If you do any of those things during today's stream, I will give you a shout out. Keep in mind, this is Donkey Kong Country 2. It's very, very attention intensive, all right? And it means that I probably won't be able to immediately give shout outs when people are contributing, but I will do it between the stages and the like, okay? As you can see at the top of the screen, we got a Stream Stats leaderboard where the top cheerer and top tipper will make it up there and have a place. So it's a way to get extra recognition. All right. And, you know, I'll be also tracking, like, total subs and the like. Now, the best way right now to help me, guys, is to tip me, all right? Because of this tax situation, tipping me helps me the most. All funds, you know, that come in via tips can go towards the taxes and will go towards the taxes, all right? So now that I know what I owe, let's begin, all right? Thank you to anyone who considers contributing in any way. It all helps. And by the way, you know, cheering and subbing, even though it's not the preferred method of helping me right now, they still help long term. It's really the tipping right now that in the short term is going to help with this tax situation. All right. So thanks to anyone who contributes in any way, shape, or form. But please consider tipping me. It's the best way to go right now. There's 2 ways to do it. Below the stream, there's a button that says tips jar you can click on. That'll bring you to my PayPal tips page. Or if you don't see that button, you can type !tip into the stream chat. That'll bring up a command that you can click on. And that will take you straight to the website where you can leave that tip as well. By the way, PayPal does not require you to have a bank account linked in order to use it. You can still use a credit card or whatever. And by the way, you can do it anonymously. You don't have to have your information whatsoever disclosed. You could just tip anonymously. And I get the feeling a lot of people will be tipping anonymously because they don't want to be involved in any kind of drama or repercussions in regards to, you know, being supportive. And that's perfectly fine. I'm very appreciative of anyone who tips whatsoever. But if you want to tip anonymously, please, by all means, go ahead. Or if you want your name and a message to show up on the stream for me to give you a shout out, we could do that as well. All right. Fair enough? All right. What I want to do now is I want to give a shout out to those who actually are the top cheerers of the week, because we actually had a few people who did some really significant cheering yesterday. And so I want to give credit where credit is due. And then what we're going to do is go on and do shout-outs for people who have contributed during the stream, and then we're going to get started with Donkey Kong Country 2. Fair enough? All right. All right. Is that all right? Is that okay? Is that all right? All right. So, let's talk, guys. Top 10 cheers of the week. We actually have a tie for 9th place to start off between Judicious Echoes and Staying Night. In 8th place, we've got the Guitar Player. All right. In 7th place, Iceman. In 6th place, Gary. And he's actually tied with Hyper Viper Beam. So we've got a tie there. It's actually a tie for 4th place. Excuse me. Then in 3rd place, Super Blind Man. In 2nd place, The 51st Dragon. And in 1st place for the week so far, Sambuca 2020. So thank you guys for your cheering. I appreciate that as well. All right. Now let's get to the plugs. For those who have already started contributing, let's get some shout-outs going, shall we? Okay. Okay, overnight, Golden Colts did a 90-bit cheer. Thank you very much, Golden Colts. I appreciate that very much. T-Dubs did a 50-bit cheer right now during the stream, and he says, what are my thoughts on Cody's new wrestling promotion, AEW, and him filing trademarks for old WCW pay-per-view names? I mean, it's always good to have more competition. All right. And, you know, he's getting some pretty good talent in there. Although, I'll be quite frank, I don't think he's getting anyone signed to AEW, his new promotion, that we didn't expect. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega. It's like, oh, the guys you've been wrestling for years anyway. There hasn't been a big blockbuster announcement yet. And I emphasize yet, because there are strong rumors that a few people may be jumping ship from WWE. There are some strong rumors that there may be some big shakeups. Maybe some people returning to pro wrestling to join AEW. So we don't know yet. It's honestly, people keep asking me about this. It's like, what do you want me to say? It's too early to comment. They haven't had a show yet. We don't actually know, you know, in reality, if there's going to be any shakeups yet. I think right now it's just kind of a wait and see. You know, let's wait and see what happens and go from there. It's, you know, you got to have some positive feelings that at least there's a new promotion in the works, right? And, you know, definitely good talent going there. But how will it work out in the long run? We don't know yet. Okay? Now, as for them trademarking old WCW pay-per-view names, I cannot wait for the very first AEW's Bash at the Beach. Or AEW's Sold Out, spelled SOULED, Sold Out. Yeah, like, you know, WCW, quite frankly, didn't have a lot of good pay-per-view names. I'm just saying. Like, they just did not have a lot of good pay-per-view names, at all. I thought a lot of their pay-per-view, like, when WWE decided to use, like, Great American Bash and shit like that, I think that's pretty stupid, you know? So, I don't know. You know, now what would be really cool is if AEW starts trademarking things that WWE dropped, like AEW's Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view. Oh, my God. All right, I think we'll move on from this subject. Uzi Go Hard did a 50-bit cheers. Says, how about a 6K tip goal per week to spread it out? Okay, so we could do that, but the thing that I don't want is I don't want this to be, oh, every week we have a goal, and if we don't hit it, well, that's a fail. You know what I mean? Because the bottom line is, with Sekiro coming up, with the marathon on Saturday, MLB coming up, and my birthday week, do we still have about 2.5 solid weeks of me streaming where we can, you know, raise as much as possible via tips? And, you know, it's a situation where I don't want us to feel like because we didn't hit a certain goal on a certain day that we failed. You know what I mean? That's not the situation at all. And the other thing is, as I just explained, every little bit helps. Even if we can't raise the full amount, every bit that I raise helps. Every piece that I raise helps. All right? So it's not a do or die situation where I absolutely 100% have to raise it all by mid-April. It's actually more of a let's do as well as we can. If we hit it all, oh my God, that would be like amazingly life-changingly great and positive for the whole year. But if we can't, it's still good as long as we raise a good amount. You see what I mean? So let's focus on that. Let's focus on that, okay? All right, Real Talk Play Apex Cheer says, will you be having a big goal stream like you did for the PUBG Marathon where you had a pattern goal, tips goal, cheer bar? No. You know, I'm not going to do that. I'm basically just going to do normal streaming, and we're going to keep a tally of our tips, and we're going to hope for the best. That's what I'm going to do. Because the thing is, a lot of the things I'm doing coming up, like Sekiro and everything, I'm not going to destroy that playthrough for the sake of, you know, having 100 things on the screen and sounds fucking playing and bars filling up and shit. No, I'm not going to do that. It's basically just going to be my normal streaming, and we're going to keep track of the contributors, and we're going to do a running tally of tips, and we'll see how it goes. Okay? That's what we're going to do. T-Dubs cheered. He says, CM Punk would be huge for AEW. The question is, how much money will it take to get him to do it? CM Punk is not coming back to wrestling. I really don't foresee that happening. He basically was so turned off by what happened with his time in WWE. You know what I mean? That I don't think that he's ever coming back. I think what happened is he retired. You know, basically at the top, when you really think about it, he was known as the top guy. And at this point, I think, you know, he just likes doing what he wants to do. If he let me try UFC. Oh, it's still not working. I'll try again. All right, not working. I'll just fucking sit back and drink mimosas all goddamn day. Of course, he's straight edge. He doesn't drink. You know what I'm saying? But you see my point. Like, he's been there, done that, and now he just wants to kind of live his life. And he's not bothered by the pressure to come back. All right? I don't think so. I don't think that, you know, I don't think that there's going to be any issues in regards to him. Like, oh my God, I've now decided that I want to come back to wrestling and I want to join AEW and they have to pay me a lot of money. No, I don't think so. All right? I don't think so at all. So, okay. Orgoggle7, what a name, cheered and said, didn't you do a fundraiser last year for taxes? What you're talking about is at the end of 2017. Now, this is like 2 years ago, well, a year and a half ago. That was my state tax issue, where my previous accountant had screwed up all of my taxes and not done them properly. And I owed a significant amount of money for state taxes. All right? And so I did an event for it to try to raise as much as I could. And by the way, I'm done with that. That's done. The back taxes are paid. I'm up to snuff with taxes and everything. You know what I mean? I'm all right. You know, in that regard, that was a situation that, thanks to you guys and your support, we cleared it up. The problem was that situation set me back. You know, there was money that I had to pay towards the state taxes. I maxed out a bunch of credit cards, paying off the rest of it and everything behind the scenes. I had to pay my accountant for doing all the work. And so because of that, I ended up being in the hole, and that's one of the major reasons why I'm so screwed up with taxes this year, you know. And it sucks, but I gotta believe, like I said, I gotta stay positive, and I gotta believe that eventually all this is gonna come to a resolution. Whether it's I'm able to refinance my house, whether it's I have to sell my house, you know, whatever it is, there's got to be a resolution at some point that's going to do some kind of relief. Because it just seems like every time I get through one issue, the next one creeps up. And that's kind of my situation, how it's been for years. Here's one really shitty situation that negatively affects me. So I get through it, and then the next one, and then I get through it, and then there's another one. You know? When I finally became a full-time streamer in 2017, I was doing good. I had enough money. I was paying down my bills. And then the state back taxes hit me because my accountant had fucked up. And that's what I mean. Like, if that hadn't happened, if that whole situation where the state taxes were done wrong and I ended up paying so much money to get it cleared up hadn't happened, I'd actually be good right now. I would have been able to afford all my federal taxes. I wouldn't have had a single issue. It's because of that situation and that irresponsible asshole that I'm in the situation that I'm in right now. But what I'm hoping is that, like I said, we'll get to a situation here where I can raise enough to at least either get on the payment plan or pay off everything if I can, which I doubt's going to happen. But trying to be positive and realistic here, and get to a situation where it's not just constant worrying about the next thing, So there you go. Moving on, Ace H here just said, how come you're streaming MLB? Do you think it will keep a lot of attention? I'm just curious because MLB is slow paced. Well, if you remember, when I played MLB years ago, it actually ended up being one of the most fun things I did. Because number one, I hadn't played MLB before. And number two, seeing me bat and everything, there was like a lot of interaction with people on the stream. We'd be talking and seeing if I could get good hits and stuff. It ended up being pretty entertaining, quite frankly. And I didn't foresee that, but it ended up being a really good game for me at the time. Now, the one bummer here, okay? One bummer here is that, sadly, I can't do the in-game music anymore. In-game music is a no-go, all right? Putting in-game music in any sports game, it all gets claimed on YouTube. All the videos get shut down and muted. So what I'm going to end up having to do is play it muted. The good news here is all of you guys are going to be interacting with me during these streams. So there's going to be a lot of potential for talking and having fun between batting and stuff. So I think it's going to work out. I do think it's going to be working out. All right. So we'll see. Like I said, I am strongly considering it. If you guys really think that MLB will not work out, by all means let me know. I thought it would. Considering it would give us some variety, it would basically be Sekiro and MLB as two new releases that we'd be playing, and it would give some variety to the streams rather than just Sekiro and a chill stream every day. We'd at least have something else to rotate in there. I'll also be very honest with all of you. I think that the chill stream stuff I've been doing is starting to get played out. Like, I really think people are tired of Subnautica. Even though I'm getting near the end of the game, I think people are getting very tired of it. Minecraft as well, even though I enjoy playing it and it's chill. I think a lot of people are getting tired of the same chill stuff constantly. Which is why I tried to mix it up this month with Modern Warfare Remastered and Street Fighter. But even then, you see. So, I think that I needed to get something else major into the rotation. Rather than just one main game and a chill stream at night, every night, the same chill stuff. Every you know what I mean? So, I think that's why I think doing MLB is going to make more sense. Okay? All right. So, guys, that is pretty much it. I've done all the shout-outs. So, just a quick reminder, the best way for you to help me right now is to tip me. Tipping me is going to help with the taxes. You can tip by either clicking on the tips jar button that you see below the stream or typing !tip into the stream chat. You could be either anonymous or you could leave your name in a message. And that's what's going to help me out the most right now. So, please consider it. I do appreciate any other contributions via cheering and subbing as well. And I will update the leaderboards appropriately for those. But, tipping's the way to go today. All right, guys? All right, so I think it's time to end the pre-stream.